Hello, my name is Brian. This is Football Manager 22. We're back in Salisbury on a quick turnaround. We've only had 4 games since our last video, and they've gone basically exactly to form. We got a 2-0 win over Bournemouth at home. Marin and Lentini playing as Dudarev has been a bit nicked up over this period. A 1-1 draw on the road at Anfield. Liverpool's goal on a clear penalty. It hasn't been as bad as a couple years ago, but I feel like we've been a little penalty prone. And jumping over a game, a 2-0 win over Fulham. Kind of exactly as I predicted. Wins in those two and a draw there. Unfortunately, with the lead that Man City had over us, they have now clinched the title for the English Premier League on 81 points. Basically, their results have mirrored ours. We have 2 games to play. We can't get there. We are 3 points clear of Man United, playing them actually in our next EPL game, but 9 points clear of Chelsea, so they can't, and 12 points clear of Arsenal. So we can't be knocked out of the top 4, can't be knocked out of Champions League spots. So we are effectively stuck where we are. We could lose a spot and to United theoretically, and that would cost us $3 million. So that's what's on the stake over the last 2 games is $3 million. But there are much more important games ahead, and by that I mean the FA Youth Cup. No, of course not. Though, I'd love to win that for the 2 Tobies. But we have the second leg of the semifinals of the Champions League tonight, Salisbury Stadium in a breezy 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't ask me to convert that to metric because I'm an awful American and I can't do that off the top of my head. We had a exciting game on the road at Chelsea. They scored in the 26th. We immediately answered in the 27th. We took the lead in the stoppage time of the first half. And unfortunately, in the 80th minute, their left wing passed it in to a attacking player. It felt like more a maybe central attacking midfielder or a central midfielder than a striker pushing through. Went to the end line. Capoon did a good job of cutting him off. He tried to square the ball to someone on the far side, but there was no one really making a breakthrough. So Capoon managed to wrangle the ball, but he's standing like a foot in front of Johansson and decides, I should pass the ball to Johansson, and just kicks it past him for an own goal. I was really hoping, obviously, to get that 2-1 and have the advantage just needing a draw at home, but I will certainly take a draw and the advantage that gives us here in the second leg. Since we've been resting Dudarev, we will be able to play him. Dudarev up top, Garcia and Moss on the wings, Onur and Ozan in central midfield, Capoon, Torres, Petkov in the middle as we're playing Maric and Zabibi at fullbacks, Johansson, of course, in the net. The only real, the back right is a little variable. Petkov is a better right back, but he's a better center back than anyone else on the team other than Capoon. Maybe Torres, but he's a better center back than Torres. So it's, you could rotate it around. You could put in Matea there and move Zabibi to defensive midfield, maybe. You could maybe play Marcos. This just feels like the best solution. It does. A pretty heavy rotation from the last game. Again, we were preparing ourselves for this one. We know what the important games are. It looks like they're making 3 changes, including Tayfun Duran, who we tried to buy a couple of years ago. Try to show that guy on his weaker foot. Yeah, let's talk about the media. I trust you to make me proud, Kevin Moss. So arguably I should... Let's try Zabibi as well. Okay. Everyone's motivated. Zabibi's the captain, so frankly we should probably make sure he's the one who's motivated to kind of radiate it out through the team. If Moss is not super motivated, that's, fine. He plays out by himself. So it looks like they have 5 players still on their roster from the base game who thus don't have, since I didn't download an immediate face pack to put all the actual faces in the game. So they have a bunch of 30-year-olds, older than that now, but 33, 35. And they start with the ball. Garcia does a good job dispossessing. Dudarev and Garcia exchange possession. Garcia now racing down the wing. Turns back, plays it into Owner. Owner plays it back to Torres. Torres up to Garcia. Looking. Dudarev's making a run. Oh, I like it. Let's save it by Meslier. But we will get a corner out of the affair. So that's something good. And on the side where Moss is the correct foot, looks for Capoon. Ball is out. Our guys don't exactly know. Ugh. Garcia just hacks him down. No card for Garcia, at least. Getting a bit of pressure on him here. I like that. Mount over Duran. Back to Mount. Back to Konovolov. Duran to James. Racing down the left wing. Moss trying to track him down. Does a good job. Back into Duran. To Fernion. And Havertz. I do not know who we will play if we win this, or who Chelsea will play if they win this. Off a pass from them into Zabibi. We go on the attack. Owner has just green space in front of him. Unfortunately, his one bad dribble has defenders back on him. Launches it. Nothing quite there. Try to get a pause in there to take a look. On the right, it was only showing this game is active right now, so either the other game probably happened yesterday or is happening tomorrow to set our opponents for the final. And that's the weakness of the team. Left back. That's why I have talked about finding a new one, because, Zabibi just is not strong enough, big enough. Neither is Matea to consistently win headers and mark people. Just do the defensive dirt that needs done. Alright, let's okay, that's the latest scores. Doesn't look like there's anything there about Champions League group stuff. Alright, Garcia comes away with the ball. It's unfortunate we had it in our half. Hopefully, a little surprised he keeps the run going there instead of playing it out to Moss. Outraces opposition, then lays it back to Moss. Moss, well defended, plays it back to Maric and into Torres. Over to Owner. I'd like to see him drive into that gap that was available there. Nice pass forward. Ping to Dudarev. Gets the shot off. Meslier makes a diving save, knocks it over the top. We will take the corner. Close one from Moss into Capoon. We are 1-1-1 against Chelsea this year. In EPL play, we have a win at home and a loss on the road. And in the first leg of this Champions League semifinal, we obviously have that draw. They are killing us on possession. Not liking that at all. 63-37. Garcia up to Zabibi. Cross, but just into the middle of traffic. Not really targeted at anyone. Luckily, they poorly handle it. Oh, Garcia, and with a chance. Edgar Garcia, 20th goal of the year, assisted by Onur Terzi. I believe, yes, it was a poor ball by Giacomi. I believe Garcia has started getting caps for the Spanish national team. So good to him. Good for him. Obviously one of the harder teams to get caps for. No offense to say the Turkish players on my team, but it's not super hard for them to get capped by the Turkish national team. Relatively. I mean, it's a good team, but Couchman is a bit injured. But getting caps, with the English or Spanish, just the top 5 European leagues. is difficult, along with Brazil and Argentina. Um, oh, poor ball. Ozan gets in on it. Pinged forward. Oh, good attempt by Dudarev. Looks like Dudarev was offsides. I'm going to take an opportunity there with seeing Couchman injured to... All right. I have no idea why the instructions changed so dramatically mid-game, but we will apply a new set of instructions here at the half, roughly. I was kind of hoping, because I am a brute, that they would tell me to tackle harder on the left back, and maybe I should do that manually. But I also don't need anyone getting sent off. So it seems, despite having all the possession, they haven't done anything with it other than that one good chance they created. They've only had one other shot earlier and have been coasting since, just kind of kicking it about in the backfield. While we've dominated with 11 shots, we are, a vertical tiki-taka scheme. When we get the ball, we want to be moving it forward, attacking, and creating chances. Meanwhile, they seem content to just have a kick about in the backfield. Not even really effectively counterattacking. We get to start with the ball here. Kick about for about half the team right now, and an ugly ball from Petkov. Slow roller to Zabibi that is intercepted. Petkov comes and asserts his dominance and steals the ball away, but in a fashion that is deemed a foul. Luckily, the next highlight is ours on that throw-in. Ball's into Moss. Goes to end line, plays it into Ozan. Off defender sky high. Meslier soars for it and comes down with it. Looking weird to distribute. Doesn't like his options. Throw out to Nyanzu. Oh, beautiful stuff from Sergei Dudarev. His 46th goal of the year. A very productive young man from Ukraine. Cutting in, stealing it, and creating his chance. Good stuff, Sergei. Yes, it's always Sergei. That'll certainly put some pressure on Chelsea to actually start coming forward with the ball and not just kick it sideways in their backfield, which maybe we can take an opportunity of to do more with. They made their first substitution. It was not their right back, Couchman, the one who had picked up a nagging injury. Second one there is Couchman is out. Alright, wants me to pull Ozan. He did play last game, so he's probably more tired than some other players. He's not having the best of days. He's gassing out. Based on penalty taking theory, I'd rather not take him off, but it looks like we're gonna, doesn't make sense to be solely weighted on that measure. Let's just try and win the game before it gets to that point. Moss is tiring out a bit too. We could move Owner out there, but really, I think Marin, and then kind of switching to a 2 inside forward look. We'll actually move Garcia over to play inverted winger, technically. And then let's move. Flip this. I don't need to change the players, though. Renion to Havertz. Raspadori. Chertani intercepts. Over to Owner. Out to Garcia. Back to Petkov. Back to Johansson. bombs it forward, looking for Dudarev. Doesn't get the header, but their header is wild and long. Cekatani is the one who comes away with it. Ball exchanged with Maric a couple times. Oners looking for Marin on a run. Plays it forward to Dudarev. Oh, beautiful strike. In action, in motion. One times it practically. Dudarev finds the back of the net. Please let it stand, Mr. Official. Goal awarded. Sexy, sexy words. Sergei Dudarev, his 47th goal of the year. Oh, what a strike. Love that, man. So yeah, let's make our last sub of quote unquote regular time. Trying to decide who/what it'll be. Yes, I am looking at penalty taking here. Despite the fact that we're just talking about how it doesn't, it should not be the deciding factor. Alright, let's get Matea on. Run down the left side. Alright, Maric with the draw here in the 80th minute. Ball's back to Cekatani, plays it on Matea. Matea with the cross looking for Marin. Heads it high and wide. Garcia is going to have a free kick here. Just too far out to kind of be at that truly dangerous zone. 85th minute, we will crank up the time wasting. And get into mentalities. We will take off dribble less and we'll lower the tempo. If our guys want to have a little bit of dribble, if they want to dawdle on the ball, obviously we'll be fine with that. We don't want them. Good ball forward to Giacomini, probably. But unfortunately for him, he chips it over the net. Let's move back to cautious mentality. Take our time. All right, everyone's running off. Johansson's going to bomb it. Looking for Matea, heads it into Owner. Terzi over to Garcia. Up to Dudarev. Dudarev's making a run over to Terzi. Looks for Marin. Unfortunately, Marin aborted his run early, and so they intercept and play it back, but we're the ones on it. Dudarev turns, fires. Oh, wouldn't that have been a capper? Laser from well outside the box from Dudarev. Only caught the underside of the post. Dudarev plays it back to Matea, over to Garcia. Love to see the striker roaming all over the pitch there, getting involved, helping make himself a target. Nice. Maric coming down the side. Should be plenty of space there now with Marin tucking in on the right side. Cekatani making a run. Just 3.5 more minutes to go. All right. This is probably the last action, and given they need 2 goals, I'm not terribly worried. For once. Intercepted by Garcia. Run it out, young man. Let's go to the Champions League finals. Yep, just a thoroughly dominant performance by your Salisbury Whites. You love to see it. And so, Salisbury will be headed to Estadio Wanda Metropolitano in Madrid. Yes. Interesting. That qualifies us for the Club World Championship if this save continues. Well, something we'll have to deal with next year. Bit unfortunate. Let's take a look at the schedule. Okay, so it's still not decided. It is between Napoli and Real Madrid. We played Napoli last year in the group stage, or maybe knockouts. I'm gonna advance it a day since we don't have that long lead in of, well, I've done 13 different moves here. that I need to tell you about and how the team's looking, we can afford to sit here together and look at loading screens and see who. It's tempting to give Lewis Coxbrook a contract. Maybe we should. He's got good physicals. Might be a Champions League player. But really, we want to just see who we're going to be facing in the Champions League. Obviously, we would prefer not to see, 0-0 in their first leg. We would not like to see Madrid in Madrid. That would be annoying. Though, I don't believe that is... And we will not. It'll be Napoli. We just played you guys last year, right? No. Oh, yeah, we did. In the Europa League second knockout round. They beat us there. So, hey, revenge is on the menu for us, I hope. Our U19 team, kind of, sort of, beat Roxborn. I do enjoy having the, coach of that schedule a game for them constantly. And they just pick the worst teams, just truly the worst teams that aren't even, they're in the super duper lower leagues. And, the two Tobys just destroy them, because that's what they do. And, I mean, Lansdowne, I got a goal. But, just the whole team is just so much better than them. All right, so this is what we got. Napoli's third in Serie A, game in Madrid. Hopefully the Salisbury faithful fill the stadium. That's what I was thinking, because, I'm not super well versed by any means in the other leagues, let alone the English league or stadium names. But I was pretty sure this wasn't Real's stadium. Actually, it still would be a significant home field advantage if they were playing in their home city. Though even it would be obviously their rival stadium, as that is Atletico's stadium. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. In just over 3 weeks or so, we will have the results of the FA Youth Cup. I know the thing everyone is actually burning to see, more games with Chelsea. In this case, the youth game. Ooh, road and then home, same way. Two pretty irrelevant EPL games. And then our last broadcast of the year, possibly my last broadcast of this save. Fingers crossed. Sorry, I love y'all, but I'd love to go out on that Champions League win right there instead of running it back. So thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to hear from any of you who would like to have anything to say about this lovely save we're on. Like, comment, subscribe, ring bells, play a horn, a whistle. Just have a lovely day. Or night, morning. Some other time period that I don't know that exists. Whatever. Just have a good time. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.